Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I am sharing my holiday homeschooling plans. You guys have requested this on repeat for the last few weeks, so I decided I would get it up here early for you guys in case you want to use any of these ideas in your homeschool. Spoiler alert, it is not a ton. It is not going to be like saturated, scheduled, and all that. So if you are just looking for some comfort and rest and peace in your homeschool this season, this may be the video for you. If you are looking for crafts, plans, schedules, for once, I do not have that for you. Before I get into today's video, I want to say thank you to ANA LUISA. I love ANA LUISA. They are a sustainable jewelry company and some of my favorite pieces come from them. They sent me 3 new pieces that I selected from their website this month. And the first that I have to show you are these earrings that I'm wearing right now. I loved these tiny little neutral but adorable earrings. I thought they would be a great daily wear earring for me as a busy mom, but also with tons of, you know, holiday festivities coming up. And then I chose this little layered necklace, which is another piece that I thought was just so precious. It could be for brunch with my family, or it can be for a full-blown holiday party. Just a little touch that's not too chunky or heavy. Just, I love the light little touches. And then the third thing I have to show you is this adorable cuff. This little ear cuff is so cute. This was very different from my usual style, but I wanted to have this as like a little sassy flair to add to my jewelry collection and just kind of branch out from my usual, maybe wear this on a fun date night or something like that. Just a little spark of sass for this mom over here. I love ANA LUISA because they are a sustainable jewelry company with fair prices. They have no luxury markups. They start at just $39, and these are long-lasting pieces that are crafted with care. They only use the best noble materials, and they offset 100% of their carbon emissions, starting with the sourcing of their raw materials all the way through to the disposal of their pieces, meaning they give back for everything that they take, like fair trade with the planet. So if you guys are interested in checking out any of these pieces, right now they have a huge sale going on through the month of November, like a big Black Friday sale, and I'm going to put a link in the description box below if you want to check that out. So thank you so much, ANA LUISA, for sponsoring today's video. All right, let's chat about the hectic holiday homeschool season. Usually we are involved in so many things outside of our home, and I'm trying to protect our evenings as a family, so I kind of absorb all of the responsibilities that go along with different projects and crafts and cookie exchanges and this and that and the other that go along with our extracurriculars. I try to absorb all that responsibility into our homeschool days so that I can protect our evenings as a family. And 2 things about this year. Number 1, this year we're not involved in as much because it's 2020 and nobody is allowed to be. And secondly, I just don't want to do that anymore. I want to steal my kids away from the world and just hole up in our home and claim the time with them that is mine and is ours, and just enjoy one another. And a lot of those things that we usually participate in are good things. They're not bad things. They are giving back. They are shopping for others and things like that. But I have talked with John this year and I have asked that we do those things like shopping for our angel tree and our shoe boxes for Operation Christmas Child and any other things like that. I've asked if we could make those intentional family evenings instead of hectic mom responsibilities this year, because those are good things. Those are things I'm wanting to share with my kids. I'm wanting to show them what Christ in us for others looks like. But I fear that I'm missing the mark because I have just made it more of a checklist, which isn't teaching my kids much. I mean, it's definitely still teaching them something, but it's not teaching them much. And I was talking to a girlfriend, and we were talking about the holiday season, and our tone about it was just like, oh, if I only had time. We both actually said, if I had time, I would love to just slow down and enjoy the days with our kids. And we're talking, and I'm like, what in the heck? Like, we homeschool, like, where normally culturally, you know, people assume something about homeschooling that isn't always true, like it must be nice, you have no responsibility, or you have all this free time, which we know isn't true. There's no reason why, if that's the desire of our heart for our home, that we cannot just stake our claim on that season with our kids and just do what we want. And so I am a year-round homeschooler. This is something that I have desired, is to slow down at the Christmas season, and I haven't allowed myself to very much. I think part of being year-round is having to allow yourself to unhook when it's necessary, and my personality, that's not a great strong personality habit for me, or character, I don't know, whatever. It's not instilled in me very well to just stop. And I am forcing myself to this year. Why would I try to overwhelm us with both academics and responsibilities and ignore the one thing that is just screaming at me this year, which is just to be home with my kids? So that being said, I'm not saying that that's the right thing to do. I'm just saying that that is the thing that is just screaming at me this year, and I am going to do what I know is so important for my family, and I'm just going to invest our December at home. And it's scary for me because it means that we are going to put off our normal academic studies. As you'll see, some of the things that we're doing, you would definitely still classify as school. We're going to switch into kind of what we do in the summertime, which is just make sure they're doing math 3 days a week to keep up with it. We do that anyway in the summer. We only take a month off in summer, so we are going to take a month off, you know, in the winter, and kind of just do the same thing, kick it into neutral academically and just keep up with things and just do the important things. So that being said, it works for us in our schedule this year. I have taken the steps to make it work out for our schedule. I've taken care of a lot of responsibilities ahead of time. We've done a lot of extra curriculum stuff this month so that I felt like we were in an okay place to stop, and we are just going to do that in our homeschool this year. We're going to protect that time. We're going to actually, in my planner here, I have an ANA Advanced planner, which I love. I printed something off on my computer and it says, does it give or does it take? And I am not writing anything in this calendar during our daytime. Like, I have to lift this up to get to my actual planner in December, and I am not going to do anything unless it breathes life into our family. I'm no longer willing to allow my own expectations to control our home. It's nobody else's fault. It is my expectations, or the expectations I believe others have of me, that have caused us to ignore the thing that my heart has desired most, which is to spend the season with my kids. So I just rambled a lot, and that really didn't tell you anything, but it was important for me to kind of lay the framework for what I'm gonna share and my reasoning behind it. It still may look like a lot. These are just things that I really, 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 really value. And so for me, it's not a lot. And so for others, don't look at this and think like, I wouldn't want to do all of those Advent studies. That seems like putting stuff on top of stuff on top of stuff. But for me, that is not the case. So these are the desires of my heart, and this is what I'm going to share with you guys. It's hard for me to share because I'm always concerned that you guys are going to take it as something that you need to do. So just please, please, please be mindful of the pressure you're putting on yourself, and don't even watch the rest of this video if you are already feeling overwhelmed. Okay, now to the part of the video that you're actually here for. What are you doing, Abby? Let me tell you guys. Another thing to mention, sorry, is that we love Unwrapping the Greatest Gift by Ann Voskamp. We do that as a family in the evenings every year. So we do have a family Advent study that will not be part of our daily studies. Just wanted to share that because I won't be showing you that book, and I feel like I really need to tell you about that book. If you are looking, if there is a once and for all book that I recommend to everyone, I love that book so much. We have done that for years and years. Love it. If you're looking for a great Advent study, great Jesse Tree study. So we do that in the evenings as a family. It takes like 4 minutes. Very simple, beautiful, all that. The thing that we will be doing in place of, well, we will still follow our routine, our rhythm a little bit. Though we will not be doing formal schooling and subjects, we will still gather like we do for morning basket. We will still probably talk about the calendar time because, you know, the kids just like calendar time. We will still be working on our Bible verse that we're memorizing, and we will still be studying lots of Christmas hymns. So we will still kind of do the framework of our morning basket time, just because it's important for me to have my kids kind of inaugurate their day in scripture, time together, and the beautiful things, whether it is the middle of summer and we're not doing school or not. So I do love this. Fernando Ortega, I love Fernando Ortega's music in general. I also love his Christmas hymns, and I will likely just be playing that in the morning as they wake up, and we will do our morning time, morning calendar time, devotion time, and such. As part of that time, I will have the kids do All Creation Waits. I shared about this last year. I have this on Audible. It is very inexpensive on Audible, and I recommend that. I did buy the physical book this year so the kids could look at the images. Let me get to past the forward here. Okay, so there is the image of the turtle, and it's like 2 pages of reading. It again takes like 4 minutes. So I will put this on Audible, and they will look at this picture and we will just listen together. This is the Advent Mystery of New Beginnings. I love this study, but I wouldn't make it our one and only Advent study if I were to just choose one. This is 25 meditations paired with original woodcuts that reflect on how wild animals adapt when darkness and cold descend. We hear, as if for the very first time, the ancient wisdom of Advent. The dark is not an end, but the way a new beginning comes. And then, so it talks about animals preparing for hibernation, and the way to a new beginning. And then of course, the last day talks about Jesus. And so this is beautifully done. I love this. It's by a mom. There was a mom who just felt very compelled to create this when her child was younger, and she has shared it with all of us in the form of a beautiful book. This kind of fits in for science for us as well. My kids are animal lovers. We are still doing animals for science. It's a nature, kind of nature-based Advent study, and so it's beautiful. I love it. I'm looking forward to doing the Audible again with this. I expect us to be spending time together just coloring at the table and working on a puzzle and things as well, and so you'll have to excuse the sun. It's Florida and it's doing its own thing. There's a hurricane right now. So sometimes it's sunny and sometimes it's storming. I just had to take what I could get with lighting today. So that is one thing we will be using in the mornings. And then as far as the rest of our weeks, we will be doing Slow and Sacred Advent by Jennifer Naraki. This is something that I have looked forward to using for years, and it really speaks to me, especially this year, just feeling so compelled to claim what is mine with my kids, and as far as the time that I get with them, because Jennifer Naraki is no longer with us. And I think that it is such a beautiful legacy she's left for us moms, because this is just such an intentional, beautiful Advent study, and there is just such a sense of responsibility I have to be intentional with my kids when I'm reading something that was written so beautifully from somebody who does not have that time with their kids any longer. So this is a beautiful study. I've wanted to use it for a while. We did Rich and Rooted Passover this year for Easter, and it was gorgeous. So we will be doing Slow and Sacred Advent for Christmas, and this will be the main part of our homeschool week. This is going to be the rhythm that we follow. This is going to be our main study. And one of the things that I love is that it really encompasses a lot of things that we normally would be doing during school anyway. On Sundays as a family, we will be doing the responsive reading, lighting the candle, discussing the symbol, reading the verses, and prayer. And then there are other things throughout the week. Now they have a 2017 calendar in this when you purchase it. It's a download, I just found it myself, And then somebody did create a 2020 calendar if you'd like to follow their calendar, but I like to do things my own way, of course, to make it work best for our family. So throughout the week, you will have 2 different inward and 2 different outward reflections, and then 2 handcrafts that go along with those. There's copy work, there's songs, and there's catechism and a recipe. So we're gonna make it work our way, like I said, but a lot of those things like hymns, copy work, the catechism questions, the handcrafts, the recipe, those are all things that are very much part of the atmosphere of our home and of education that I'm already trying to create. So it really fits well for our family. So like I said, we're going to make it work best for our family as far as the schedule goes. I'm looking forward to the handcrafts. I'm looking forward to the recipes. I'm really looking forward to the family discussions and the catechism and all of that. It's beautiful. I have my guide here for me, and then what I did was I printed these for the kids. I have, just in case you're interested, all of the responsive reading and the verses I've printed out for them, as well as let me turn the page here. These songs I have printed for them in here, and then that way they'll each have their own. I made 4 of these. I made one for Annie. She can't read, but she will want her own. And then also the copy work, the print and the cursive copy work for them to each choose what they'd like. I'm gonna let them color this first page on the first day of Advent, and then in the very back, I printed the illustration on its own, and as we go over each symbol for Advent, they will color that section in. I don't know if my camera is choosing to behave. There we go. So they will kind of be able to make it their own, and then they will also follow along with the study in the back here. And so they each have their own kind of mini book. In case Annabeth is not wanting to follow along exactly, from Jennifer Naraki as well, James Eskridge, Greta Eskridge's son, created this Advent ABC that you can also order from the same website, which I will link below, and it goes through all the letters of the alphabet and a verse and a symbol for each letter. So I have this for her as well. Hopefully she'll want to do this so that I will have this as a keepsake in the future. Some of the recipes look very intricate, some of them look very simple, so I think it's gonna be a great balance for us. The handcrafts, we've never done any of these that are in here. I think that they are beautiful. Some of them are to be given as gifts, some of them are representative of the symbol for the week and things like that. So I know that this will create beautiful memories for us, and it's just the right year for us to do it. In years past, I would try to use this in addition to the 7,000 other things we had going on. This year, I am purposefully slowing down so that we can focus on doing this well, and that is my plan. There is one other thing we'll be doing this year, and it will be on a day that we are not going to be doing the Slow and Sacred Advent, which is probably gonna be on Tuesdays. For Tuesday tea time, we are going to be using this God With Us Advent Art Devotions from Humble Place, which you guys are gonna see this again at the end of the month, and I'll explain. We'll just keep an eye out for this later in the month. But we are done with our artist for the term, and we're gonna kind of take a break right in the middle. Now this devotion book is gorgeous. There is a book with some, let me just show you. Inside here, each week, there is for each Sunday of Advent, but like I said, we're doing this on Tuesday. There's a reading, a hymn, and a poem, and then there is a cardstock printed picture, painting, and it gives you all the information about the artist and stuff like that. And so we are going to we're gonna take a break from Emily Dickinson, we're gonna take a break from Winslow Homer, we're gonna take a break from all of our other beautiful studies that we're doing, and we're gonna kind of combine it all here. So we're gonna have tea time, we're going to eat the treat that we are making in this book. That's how I'm gonna kind of combine it, and we are just gonna enjoy some time together. So that is what the framework of our homeschool is this year for Christmas. Just a little bit of nature and then some really intentional supplemental type of studies, really rich family time, I'm really hoping, and nothing too strenuous and stressful. So we will continue our family traditions as normal, and I will maybe share those with you later in the month or sometime, you know, you'll probably see them throughout December in my videos, but this is specifically what we are doing for homeschool. There are going to be lots of gaps of time in our schedule because these things will not take us all day. Isabella has been really enjoying Pinterest, and so I think she has made us quite the list of things to do, and I really want to spend that time with her and not be trying to do that, burning the midnight oil and fitting it all in. So I wanted to make sure that we had pockets of time in our schedule still to just let life's interests take root. So she's really into the baking and things like that. My boys are loving that we're doing puzzles together right now, so I really hope to do a bunch of Christmas puzzles. I know I've been talking about puzzles a lot lately, but for me, that is the sign that we have slowed down and spent time together, is if puzzles are getting done. So I have ordered some Christmas puzzles. I really hope that our time together is just not necessarily productive or like a big checklist, but it's just beautiful time together. It's kind of, my word for 2020 was invest. I chose that word January 1st, and the Lord definitely gave me some time in my schedule to invest in my kids and in our home, but I kind of want to round out the year with the same mindset. So that is my plan for the Christmas season. Of course, life will still be happening. Our homeschool group is doing another Christmas around the world presentation. So my kids will each have their country that they'll be studying. So I'll call that geography. And I'm really not concerned about having things in our portfolio from December anyway, although I do think these things do work for school regardless. But yeah, I'm not too concerned. Bella will still have dance stuff going on. They'll still have these presentations, things will still come up at church, commitments will still arise, but hopefully by me not overwhelming our homeschool schedule or trying to put things on top of our homeschool schedule and continuing traditional homeschool in December, we will really just enjoy the season together as a family. So that is my plan for December. Let me know what your guys' homeschool plans are in the comments down below. I hope that this encouraged you guys and didn't give you more to do. Just a recap, in case you need to hear it one more time, these are things I want to be doing, and so I have cleared our schedule to fit these things in. So if you guys are seeing this and thinking that this is like what intentional motherhood looks like and you need to also do these things, please do not. You do you. You follow the Lord's calling on your heart in your home. You know your family best, you know your schedule best, and you know your family's needs best. I am just going to be obedient to something that I have not necessarily been obedient to in the past, and I am going to invest my heart at home and stop making Christmas a big giant checklist, because my kids, I only get my kids' childhood one time. They only get childhood once, and I only get them in my home as little children once. So I'm going to make sure that we end 2020 on that note. So thank you guys for watching. Give this video a thumbs up, and I will see you later. Bye guys.